USMC. Starring Jim Nabors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beaver Films. Today we are reviewing the 60s TV show Gomer Pyle. Now, what if I told you I did not like Gomer Pyle?
Golly!
Well, I'd be lying. Gomer Pyle is a hilarious 60s TV show. It's basically the misadventures of a Marine who can do a pretty good impression of an owl.
Yeah! Hooty hoot!
And a sergeant who has a pretty short fuse.
I've had it with you, Pyle!
Gomer Pyle USMC is a hilarious TV show filmed in the 60s as well as take place in the 60s. However, there's no Cold War things going on. However, in some episodes, Gomer Pyle goes and sees an alien sighting. It's a pretty funny episode because he thinks that a bunch of aliens steal his Jeep. It was pretty funny. In another episode, Gomer Pyle's sergeant's car gets stolen. And then it gets crushed by an anvil. It's pretty funny. One episode, Gomer captures a submarine. And in another episode, Gomer Pyle's Sergeant Carter, gets in a boxing fight with the commander of a Navy ship. But it's another pretty funny episode. And Gomer Pyle's Sergeant loses, which usually the sergeant would have won. So it's funny, it covers a lot of aspects of life, even gossip. It covers cooking in some episodes as well, knitting, and it's a very funny show. It's interesting, and I guarantee you, if you watch it, you will be hooked on it, and you will be binge watching it for hours. I want to break down the two main characters of this TV show, and we are going to start with Gomer Pyle. Gomer Pyle was a worker at a filling station in the town of Mayberry. He also worked as a volunteer fireman and occasionally helped Andy Taylor, the town sheriff, as well as his deputy, Barney Fife. He eventually became a Marine, but he and the sergeant did not exactly hit it off, such as he actually wore the sergeant's dress blues when the rest of the platoon told him that that was his. He has a beautiful singing voice. He can play instruments. He's a pretty good tenor. And if you want to figure out more about the life of Gomer Pyle in his town of Mayberry before he was a Marine, you should watch the TV show. Let's go on to the second main character of the TV show. There's Vincent Carter. He likes to gamble and smoke. Smoking was very common for a man at the time. But there's not too much revealed about him besides, he likes to gamble, smoke, and he has a very short fuse. In fact, in some episodes, he gets rid of Pyle, the man who he practically loathes the most. But at the end of those episodes, he always wants him back. So Gomer Pyle and Sergeant Carter have kind of an odd relationship. Gomer doesn't know that the sergeant hates him, and Sergeant Carter knows that Gomer Pyle loves him, and he probably knows that Gomer Pyle has a picture of him in his locker. It's kind of odd if you ask. Side characters would include other members of his platoon, some random civilians, military officials such as the colonel, the base's law lieutenant, a Navy ship commander, etc. So, in conclusion, I think it's a good TV show, one of the best spin-off TV shows ever made. I think a lot of people who have seen it can back me up on that. I give it a 10 out of 10 rating for a TV show. It was an amazing TV show in the 60s. And this time, for a conclusion, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to say it in my classic Gomer Pyle impression. So, please like and subscribe to the video. And until next time, this is Beaver Films signing off.